Hey, NFL fans, you can start the season with a big return on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. So when you get a hunch in the middle of a game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed just by placing your first $5 bet. That's at FanDuel.com/UCSS. Never waste a hunch and make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Game 3 tonight, Bowl. Guards Yanks, 5:08 first pitch. It is the earlier of two ALCS games, which I am also a fan of. Matthew Boyd on the mound, Clark Schmidt on the mound for the Yankees. Boyd went, 2 innings in his last start in Game 5 against the Tigers. They need more from him tonight, I would assume. How do you feel confidence-wise in the pitching matchup with Matthew Boyd going up against Clark Schmidt?
Well, I want to hear from you guys first.
Okay.
Because maybe I'm blinded by my diehardness. So I want to know, as for you guys, how are you feeling tonight about Matthew Boyd giving the Guardians a chance to get back in the series?
I like Matthew Boyd. I thought the last time he was out there was really good. I thought they pulled him a little bit too early. Hopefully they let him go. If he's still cooking like he was cooking after 2, they should leave him in. Matthew Boyd has been a guy that, personally, I've trusted when he was on the mound. I thought that he does do a really good job of getting guys in and out of those innings. Don't give up a lot of runs, especially in the playoffs. So I respect him being out there. It's more than him, though. Like, to me, when I look at this game, I said this yesterday when I was on the radio. After they lost Game 2, I said the Guardians they're afraid of the G word. You know what the G word is? Great. They're scared to be great because they're unbelievably, they had the bases loaded that many times, that many runners in scoring position, and every time they didn't answer the call. And to me, I think you got the Yankees up against the ropes. Now, obviously, you down 0-2 right now, so it's like they're just seeing Jazz Chisholm come out and say we're world champions. I have no doubt that we're world champions now. So they're feeling really good.
He's out there wearing that head condom. I want to smack him right now.
But last game, you had them against the ropes. Like all you had to do was just swing one more haymaker, and it was done. It was done. You would have broke them, and the fact that y'all didn't. And it's not the fact, and it wasn't like we was asking Will Brandon or something like that. It was Jose. It was Josh. It was the people that you like, your guys that didn't get it done.
Fry too.
The biggest difference between the Guardians and the Yankees is the guys that they depend on as coming through and making the plays. The guys that we depend on aren't. Flat out, simple and plain. That's what it is. Tonight you're at home. You're going to have the fans behind you. There's nothing more that this fan base will love to see y'all beat the Yankees. So there's going to be a lot of energy there, and y'all owe down. Y'all owe us a game. So to me, with Matthew Boyd on the mound, I like it. I think they're going to go out there and win tonight. I think it'll be in a good fashion. I got a nice little 5-2 type of game where the Guardians win and get some confidence.
Gee, I don't sense you were confident in this situation.
Come on now, bull. I watched your little podcast the other day. I watched your little podcast. Post-game, and you was on it. You know why? Because even deep down in your heart, you said this. I think I underestimated the Yankees lineup a little bit.
I did say
that. And I'm going to tell you this. When you got Stanton, Soto, and Judge, even if you get – and by the way, like I said before, Rizzo comes back just to kill you.
Yeah, he did.
He kills us every – listen, this Torres dude at the top of the lineup has been eating us up.
Yep.
You start looking around, all around their lineup, and you ask yourself, where are you getting these outs from? Because you could be rolling, you could be doing your thing. The Guardians had them right where they wanted them until Judge gave them that insurance home run. When you dealing with the Yankees lineup, it don't really matter necessarily what they did in the regular season. They get there and you still got to deal with the fact that they got 3 to 4 dudes. They got power. And a couple of the home runs. I thought Judge missed a home run.
He did. That was actually a good pitch. I think he and Ohtani are the only players in baseball that could hit that ball out.
I thought he missed it.
What you mean?
And the ball
Soto
just kept
could have
carrying
did it.
Couldn't?
Could have.
Yeah, maybe Juan Soto, but not many guys.
When you have those guys in your lineup, and what we starting to see, and I've been trying to switch. I've been trying to flip.
We ain't got no sticks.
I've been trying to flip the narrative. Yes, you have a bullpen. Yes, your bullpen is great, but even the Hunter Gaddises of the world is going to lose some time to power hitters like that. There's so many high leverage pitches, and you can't make a mistake with them. They make you pay with home runs. We make you pay with singles. It's a levels to this.
They're not doubles.
Well, listen, the Guardians have hit a lot more home runs this year.
They have.
They've hit more home runs in the playoffs this year than they did in 2022.
But it's the Yankees.
They don't have the Yankees' power. That's fair. Specifically on Matthew Boyd, first of all, I actually have a lot of faith in him. I like the way, and this was a guy I had no faith in coming into the Guardians signing him.
Guess who did?
You did. You were all over it. There you go.
Tyvis, the baseball expert.
But Boyd has pitched great for the Yankees. I like that he
For the Guardians.
not for the Yankees, for the Guardians, and I like that he's had such good swing and miss. I mean, 46 strikeouts and 39 2/3. That is a impressive number. He's got to get them jump started with some good innings today because both Cobb and Bybee got off to very shaky starts, leading to them leaving the game early.
They hitting Cobb hard. They hitting Cobb hard.
When Cobb's out.
They got him up out of there.
Well,
They hitting him
He's
hard.
finished for the year.
The
Cobb's done for
Yankees
the
got
year.
him up out of there early.
So that's it. And in terms of him going longer, I mean, he easily could have pitched longer in Game 5. They just chose to take him out, and I understood that. I think if he's pitching like he did his last 2 starts in the playoffs, then I think they will let him go longer here.
Yeah, they better.
But remember, the good news is if you're winning late, Clase hasn't pitched for 4 days, which is huge at this time of year. He'll go 2 innings today if they need him to. So you have that. Tim Herron didn't pitch much. Cade Smith, he threw like an inning and change, but he didn't throw a ton of pitches.
Like 22 pitches. It wasn't
Yeah, and
crazy.
that was the only time he's pitched in 4 days.
was
So
nice.
they have the bullpen. However, none of this matters
If they ain't hit.
if Jose and Naylor don't come through with runners on. What's so frustrating
Ducks on the pond.
is that Rocchio and Kwan are on base almost all the time.
Stay on base.
They was calling Rocchio Derek Jeter out
I
there.
mean, he's
It
been
turned into Derek
phenomenal.
Jeter.
Those 2 guys have been outstanding. They need the 2, 3, and 4 hitters
You know what's interesting about
to
that?
knock them in.
Is when we asked about the X Factor, I said Noel, but then
Yeah.
I said my honest answer was Rocchio.
Rocchio,
The baseball expert.
The baseball
now,
expert.
what is Schmidt, left-handed or right?
right-handed.
So that means John Kinsey is not playing again today?
That is correct.
He should play over Brennan. I'm actually.
Well,
th-
it's not,
Say
he should play
it's
over
not
Brennan.
like he's playing well.
It doesn't matter. Brennan's playing like poop.
Bull, this is. So I don't want to.
He owed me 7 more home runs.
Remember I asked you this.
Yeah.
I said, listen.
The platoons.
Yes, I said.
Yeah.
At what point are you getting diminishing returns? Why don't you just pick a dude and give him the at-bats?
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with them. I would go with John Kinsey because he's been bad too. He only has 1 hit.
Yeah.
You look at their 2 platoons. John Kinsey has 1 hit in the playoffs. Brennan has 1 hit in the playoffs. Bo Naylor has 0 hits in the playoffs, and Austin Hedges has 0 hits in the playoffs. But I would right now, if I were Stephen Vogt. Now I don't think he's going to do this, but if I were him, I would make John Kinsey, and believe it or not, I cannot believe I'm saying this, Austin Hedges, their starters for the rest of these series. And here's why. None of them can hit right now. None of them.
The gloves.
Well, not
Go
even,
ahead.
with Hedges, it's the glove.
But
he is a veteran. He's going to stop those balls in the dirt. And Bo Naylor is out of sorts with that.
That's what I was saying.
Or out of pocket would be more appropriate for this.
If you're not gonna hit,
Yeah.
What happened to putting your chest
Yeah, he did
on the
terrible.
ground and blocking the ball?
I said
What
the
happened to
same
that?
thing.
That disappeared from Bo Naylor's repertoire.
And then all of a sudden, Will Brennan is Ken Griffey Jr. This guy's barehanding the ball, trying to come up throwing. I said, who does that, Will?
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
Let me ask you a
Yeah.
question, though.
But wait, let me just finish this 1 second.
Go ahead.
The reason I play John Kinsey over Brennan, it's not John Kinsey has played well defensively, but it's not with him. It's not even that. It's that even though looks pretty lost at the plate
The
right
threat.
now.
If he hit it.
What's that?
The threat.
It's the threat of the home run
the
with
threat
him,
of it.
which you don't have with Brennan. So if you make a mistake, listen, John Kinsey could strike out 9 of the next 10 at bats, but if you make a mistake once, he might get you in a big spot. And so for that reason, and yes, his defense has been better than Brennan significantly. I would just I would keep the same The only platoon I would do, I guess I would consider, and what sucks really is that Fry can't play the field right now. Because if Fry could play the field, I could play Fry and right, I could play Fry at catcher, because I'd like Fry and Manzardo to both be in the lineup every day.
Did his body just fall apart?
His arm is messed up. He can't really throw.
Okay.
Remember the first half of the year, he was playing a lot of outfield catcher. Yeah. Second half, he's only been a DH, and that's because of his arm. His arm's effed up.
Let me ask
you, he can't throw.
For the casual fan like myself, maybe I'm a little bit more than a casual.
You're more than casual.
But my baseball expertise stopped in high school.
Okay.
Why is it so difficult for a right-handed hitter to hit a right-handed pitcher? Or why don't people like that?
I don't know that it's not. I mean, for some guys it's difficult.
Because I was about to take Jay right over the fence.
The bigger thing is lefties facing lefties.
Yeah.
And that's because, like righties. If you play baseball, most of the pitchers are righties.
Exactly.
And so, as a righty, it doesn't matter as much. There are some righties. The platoon with Manzardo and Fry is more about Manzardo's really good against righties rather than Fry can't necessarily hit righties, although he hasn't been as good against righties. It's the lefty-lefty thing. There's a lot of left-handed hitters that struggle against left-handed pitching. Part of it is you just don't see it a lot. And some of it is the nature of the left-handed swing compared to the way the left-handed pitch comes in. And a lot of lefties, for a variety of reasons, there's not really one specific reason. There's not one catch-all. But a lot of lefties struggle against lefties. You see, like, Kerry Carpenter of the Tigers.
Yeah.
He's, like, this guy's an all-star against right-handed pitching. But he can't hit lefties. Jock Peterson, Arizona Diamondback, never starts against lefties. Josh Naylor was like that for a while.
It's a vision thing, right?
What's that?
It's a vision thing from the hitter's perspective.
I mean, that's a big part of it. It's not being used to facing a ton of lefties. The way the ball moves from a lefty with a lefty hitter, and lefties tend to have more of a looping swing, kind of. For whatever reason.
It just seems like when they throw a curveball or a slider on the outside part of the plate, that's automatic. That's automatically. Yeah. They be looking crazy.
Yeah. It's hard.
Well, that was like, sorry to interrupt, but in Game 2 when the Mets played the Dodgers, Sean Manaea, who's not a really good pitcher.
Well, he's had a great year.
But he's had a good year because he changed, and now he throws. They were telling a story on the broadcast.
Yeah.
He throws in the bullpen when he's warming up from one mound to the opposite side catcher because he's focused so much on changing the angle of his delivery.
Right.
And hiding the ball to lefties as much as humanly possible. That he throws across his body from the furthest side of the mound. And lefties don't pick it up till it's too late.
It's hard because because the world is like 90% of people are right-handed.
Except me.
I thought it's like 14.
I'm a lefty too.
I thought lefties was 14%
in baseball.
Like in the world,
general population. Maybe it's 14. I thought it was 10, but it could be either way. It's a small percentage.
I always wanted to know, why does that matter?
Because it's really. I don't think the righty matters as much. It's more the lefty situation. But I mean, they got to come through in the clutch, and they've been sloppy in the field. Even Rocchio, as great as he's been, he can't drop that pop-up.
Yeah.
Now, I know, that's probably one of the highest pop-ups I've ever seen in baseball. That ball was in the air forever.
Yeah.
But he's got to catch that ball. That was like a Little League thing there.
I've never seen, for this team, I think they got to get off to it. They have to get off. They got to get off to a good start.
Yes, absolutely. Got to take the lead.
This team plays night and day different from when they get the lead. They just seem to have a better energy. They have more of a killer instinct. I think the thing that they can't do in Game 3 is this is the worst nightmare for me. The Yankees, score a couple early runs, and then the Guardians scored a run. And the Yankees put another run on, and then the Guardians try to put another.
Constantly catching up.
That catch-up game does not work very well, and I think you expend a lot of energy and puts a lot of pressure on you when you're trying to get runners, because then it becomes can we get guys on base? Can we get guys to knock them in? So
I agree. I think it's absolutely imperative for them to score early, score first. Also, another reason for it is the crowd.
Yeah.
You got to keep the crowd in. We know there's going to be a decent amount of Yankee fans. We don't want them to get in control of the crowd.
What do you think the role of home field advantage plays tonight for the?
I think it's big.
Both
first
sides,
of all,
really, but the Guardians.
First of all, when you play at your home park, little intricacies about the field. Hey, in this spot, it's going to carry here, and there's little things. The Yankees played here once this year. The Guardians have played 80-something games here, right? Plus, there's a reason why the Guardians have a much better home record than road record.
Yeah.
You know, you're sleeping in your own bed. You know the field better. You know the way the ball carries. You know the way the ball bounces in certain spots. And that's an advantage that kind of gets ignored. And you have the crowd making noise. Players, feed off of that stuff.
Yeah, you do.
We don't think about that as much in baseball as we do like in basketball and football. But it matters. You feed off the crowd.
You hit that when Lane hit that home run.
Yeah, place is going bonkers.
Yeah.
You got to be able to put a little pressure on the Yankees. Right now, I feel like the Yankees is playing carefree. Like, they lose. You look at it in the dugout. They playing loose. Guys,
100%.
Yeah, the guys is just and when you always know you playing loose when dudes like Chisholm start talking.
Oh yeah.
when the third tier guys start yapping, you're like, oh y'all feeling way too.
They
good
don't
about
take
yourself.
the Guardians seriously.
Not at all.
The Guardians should play this game they're being disrespected. Now I did this so in our championship game for my older kids last week. They intentionally walked, which never happens in Little League.
Never.
And I screamed over at the other bench. I was like, intentional walk? What are you doing?
That's chicken shit for the record. That's so Bush League.
I gave my guy George.
That's so Bush League.
I gave my guy George, I gave him a hard time. I was like, so he walked, one of our best hitters. And another one of my kids comes up, at pinch hit. Or not the pinch hit, because he was up next, this kid. Paul, really good kid, good ball player. And I called timeout right before he came up. I said, Paul, come here. I said this to the kid.
Bun it.
I said, this effing team just disrespected you. Make them pay. And he walked. So he got on base. But it ended up.
And he proceeded to jump into a pitch.
But let me tell you something.
I was not expecting him to say that.
Yeah.
A very anticlimactic ending.
Yeah,
to a great story.
But here's the thing. It was 6-6 going to the last inning. So it's 6 innings in Little League, right? In fall ball. But we were up in the top of the 6th championship game, and we ended up both of those kids ended up scoring. The kid they intentionally walked and the kid that walked after him both scored. We ended up winning 10-6. Didn't work. We won the game, and now we're going to win another championship this Sunday with my younger kids. Let's go. Let's go.
Last point on the Guards, and we're going to pivot to the Browns. We're going to come back and give our predictions for the game at the end of the show, so make sure you guys stick around for our predictions. But, Tyvis, you said Brian Rocchio would have been your X factor if you didn't pick Noel. Give me one guy tonight who you are circling, not Jose, not Naylor, but a mid-level guy, a guy who's not one of the stars, that you think has to play well for the Guardians to pick up a dub.
You know who I think who's going to give us a nice offensive performance tonight? Jimenez.
Okay,
I feel it.
See that?
Why? Like, I know you. Yeah, I know you. Foo and huffing.
What are you?
The big bad wolf over there? Listen, Jimenez. You know why? Because he watched this show and he just seeing your reaction right there.
I hope so.
And he said, you know what? He said, you know what, TP, I got you. I'm gonna come through because he see Rocchio balling. Yeah. He know what Jason talking about. We should keep Rocchio, get rid of Jimenez, all that jazz. So he's like, it's time for me to earn my contract, earn my keep. He gonna come through with a nice double today. That's gonna get an RBI.
I like that.
Put it on the parlay.
Who's your guy?
Listen, I'm still his old dude. I'm gonna take Christmas in October. You know what I'm saying?
On the DH side?
The mid-level exception of the game will be, mid-level exception is going to be Big Christmas.
Okay.
He's going to get it done. I think he's going to need to hit a home run in these next couple of games, either this one or the next one, or they're going to be going home quick. They need to get this win at all costs, though, because you got to win this game because it's a foregone conclusion. The Yankees might even punt on Game 4. They might punt on Game 4 and
just
put
to
out
celebrate at home.
We going to the crib, like, you know what I'm saying. You know how they and it's hard. I need to go back to Yankee Stadium.
Well, you got to win 2 to get back to Yankee Stadium.
Well, no, we got to get that. Like I got faith that they can do it. But they got to execute, man. They got to get runners in scoring position. You can't be up there. You got to lock in. That's when the good hitters get paid. When it's 2 outs, 2 strikes, it's second and third. Hey, those are game-changing at-bats. And right now, you know, the Yankees, their guys is getting to it. And they hit him with power. So
nobody thought the Guardians would be good at the beginning of the season. They were good. A lot of people jumped off the bandwagon when they struggled in July and August. They bounced back. Yes, through 2 games, the Yankees look like the better team, but a lot of that is because the Guardians have shot themselves in the foot. Not because the Yankees have been that great. Aaron Judge had done nothing in the playoffs until that home run. I know that was a big home run, but it's not like he's been sizzling hot. Yeah, Soto's been great and Rizzo's been clutch. Their lineup right now is playing deeper than it has for most of the season. But the truth is, the Yankees are throwing pitchers in the next 3 days that aren't anything special. The Guardians are at home, and it's not a fluke that they only won 1 less game than the Yankees during the regular season. These teams are much closer than they've played in these 2 games, and the Guardians have to show that out at home. Kyle Manzardo, Matthew Boyd's going to pitch well today. I got him with 7 strikeouts, 5 innings, 7 Ks, 1 run. And I've got Kyle Manzardo being the X factor in this game. He's going yard in this one. And we'll give the prediction later.
I think and here's another thing, too. I just think that they should have had Manzardo playing during the year so they could have got him ready for the playoffs, because that's another stick that you could have that has some power, has some pop.
They shouldn't have waited until September on him. That was a mistake.
They waited him out too long.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
Let's talk a little Nick Chubb, guys. We'll give our predictions for the Guardians-Yankees game